Have you ever thought about building a real, profitable online business using AI, but then the whole idea of coding just stopped you in your tracks? Well, today, we're going to change that. We're going to unpack a simple blueprint that takes you from an idea to a real, profitable AI business step by step. And the best part? No coding required.
I want you to just let that sink in for a second. This isn't some kind of far-off dream. This is really happening for people who are using new AI tools in a really smart way. And the business model behind it all? It's surprisingly simple and incredibly powerful. Okay, so we're talking about something called AI SaaS. Now, I know that might sound a little bit technical, but please stick with me here, because understanding this one concept is the absolute key to unlocking that recurring income we just talked about. And this opportunity, it's here right now, and it is more accessible than it has ever been.
So, what in the world is SaaS? Well, it stands for Software as a Service, and here's what that really means. You create an online tool, like a website or an app, that solves one specific problem for a specific group of people. And instead of them buying it once, they pay a subscription, usually every month or every year, to keep using it. That right there, that's the magic. It creates a steady, predictable, recurring stream of income.
This slide really shows the incredible shift that's happened. You see the old way on the left? That was this chaotic, expensive, code-heavy process that was just a massive wall for most people. But now we have the new way. These new AI tools are like a power hammer just smashing that wall down, making it possible for pretty much anyone to build. So, how do you actually do it, right? We're going to break it all down into a super simple, actionable 4-step blueprint. This is the exact framework you can follow to go from just a simple idea rattling around in your head to a real money-making product.
And here they are. 1, idea. 2, build. 3, AI integration. And 4, payments. That's it. That's our entire roadmap. Simple, right? Okay, let's dive into step 1. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with finding a problem that people are actually willing to pay to solve. Think about a specific group of people you know. Are they content creators? Well, maybe a YouTube SEO tool could save them hours and hours of work. Or are they pet owners? An AI tool for instant pet care advice? That could be a total lifesaver. See, the goal isn't to invent something brand new. It's to solve an existing frustrating problem. All right, once you've got your idea, it's time to build the interface. The part of the app that your users are going to see and interact with. This used to be the really hard part. But now, with no-code AI builders like Bubble or Softer, you can literally just describe what you want in plain English. You can type, create a user login page with a logo and a password field, and poof, the AI builds it for you. It's kind of like magic. So now we have the shell of our app, right? The user interface. Now we need to give it a brain. And this next step, AI integration, this is where the real power comes in. This is how your app gets the intelligence to actually solve the user's problem, whether that's generating a YouTube title or dishing out pet advice. So, how do you give your app a brain without building an AI from scratch? Well, the answer is something called an API. I know it sounds technical, but I promise you the concept is so simple. An API is just a connection that lets your app talk to and borrow the power of a huge pre-existing AI service, like OpenAI's GPT-4.
And this is the perfect way to think about it. An API is just a bridge. So, imagine a user makes a request on your app on one side of a river. That request travels across the API bridge to the giant AI service on the other side. The AI does its thing, figures out the answer, and then sends that answer right back across the bridge to your user. You don't build the AI, you just build the bridge. It's that simple.
And the final step, getting paid. You set up your revenue system by creating different subscription plans. A really common way to do it is to have a free plan with some limited features, and then a paid pro plan that unlocks everything. This lets people try your tool out first, see how valuable it is, and then upgrade when they're ready.
Okay, so that was the theory. Now let's make this real. We're going to walk through what this actually looks like with a real-world example so you can see exactly how these 4 steps come together.
So let's say we decide to build that AI-powered YouTube SEO tool we were talking about. The idea is simple. A user just types in a video topic, and our tool spits out perfectly optimized titles, descriptions, and tags to help them rank higher on YouTube. So if we follow the steps here, the process would be pretty straightforward. You'd tell your AI builder you want a tool with an input box and a generate button. Then you'd connect it to an AI service using that API bridge. You would test it like crazy. Then you'd add those must-have features like a user login and a history page so they can see their past results. And finally, you connect your payment system.
Now, I know what you're thinking. What if something breaks? That's a huge fear for non-coders. But here's the thing, it's not a problem anymore. If you get an error, you don't have to go digging through lines of code. You just describe the problem to the AI builder, literally type, "Hey, the generate button isn't working," and it'll analyze the problem and fix it for you. No coding required.
Okay, so building the tool is really only half the battle. Once it's live, you need to get users. So let's open up the playbook for launching and growing your new business. And honestly, it's way simpler than you think.
But listen, before you market anything, you have to be 100% sure your idea is solid. Your success really hinges on this. Don't just build a copy of something you saw somewhere else. Think about an audience you genuinely get. What are their biggest headaches? And this is crucial. Start simple. A basic tool that solves one single problem exceptionally well is so much better than a complex one that's just okay at everything.
All right, time to get the word out. The single easiest and most effective way to market a new tool like this right now is short-form video. Yeah, I'm talking YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. This is free marketing that has an absolutely insane reach. And you don't need some fancy formula. Just make simple videos that follow these 4 steps. 1. Show your tool in action. 2. Clearly explain the benefit. How does this save them time or make them money? 3. If you can, show some real results. And 4. Always end with a clear call to action. Try it for free at my website. That's it. Simple, direct, and it works.
So what about the investment? How much does all of this cost? Well, this is the best part. You can build, test, and launch your first version for basically $0. Yep, most of these no-code platforms offer really generous free credits to get you started. This means you can test your idea and find your first few users with practically zero financial risk.
So, if we boil it all down, what does it really take to succeed with this? It's not about being some coding genius. It really just comes down to these 3 things. A good, focused idea that solves a real problem. A basic understanding of the 4-step process we just walked through. And finally, consistency. You just have to consistently work on your tool and consistently market it. So, what's the bottom line? The technology is here. The blueprint is clear. The opportunity is wide open right now. And in the fast-moving world of AI, the people who just get started, the ones who learn by doing, they're the ones who are going to win. And that really just leaves us with one final question. Looking at your own skills, your hobbies, your work, what problem, big or small, are you in a unique position to solve? What are you going to build first?